Welcome everybody, my name is Magdalena and you're watching From Words to Worlds. It's a channel for all those who learn English, but also for those who learn other foreign languages, but are looking for easy, effective methods how to learn faster. Today, we are talking only about English. And the story begins again with my friend Mary, whom I met in the park. The sun was shining. The flowers smelled so beautiful. The grass smelled so fresh. It was a very nice day, and my friend Mary was sitting on the bench and she looked horrified. Absolutely horrified. So I sat down next to Mary and I asked, "Well, hi Mary, how are you? Are you okay?" And she looked at me and she said no. She looked at me and she said no. "You know, Magda, that I go to this English course, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember you go to the English course every week." And she said, "Yeah, and you know what? Lately I felt that when my English teacher is speaking English, it's all Greek to me." And I looked at her and she said, "Yes, that's exactly how I look when my teacher speaks English to me, because he talks about such things that it's completely crazy. It's all Greek to me." So I said, "Okay, Mary, relax, look around. We have a beautiful day. The flowers smell so sweet. Tell me exactly, okay? What did your English teacher say that you thought, oh, it's all Greek to me?" And Mary said, "Well, first he told me that we can say that something smells fishy, but it's not about fish. Then he said that we can say, I smell the rat, but it's not about rat. And then he said that we are not even talking about animals. So you tell me, is that English or is it Greek?" So I looked at Mary and I told her that I can explain everything. Because we are not talking about fish, we are not talking about rat, we are talking about the one English word, smell. And this is what we will talk about today. Smell. Smell can mean two things in English. Okay? There are two verbs. Smell can mean that you give off a smell, you give off an odor, you give off a scent, you emit a smell, and then you use adjective. Okay? For example, For example, the flowers smell beautiful. It's very funny because, for example, in Polish, we do not use adjective, we use adverb. That's why for Polish people, this rule is a bit challenging. What about in your mother tongue? Do you use adverb or adjective? In English, it's always an adjective, so you say it smells good, it smells bad, it smells horrible, it smells amazing. Okay? You don't say amazingly or goodly or it smells fantastically. No, never. You use adjective. What about in your mother tongue? Do you use adjective or adverb? Is your mother tongue like English or is it like Polish? Okay. Smell can also mean the action when you smell something, when you smell with your nose. Okay? So the action of I'm smelling something. Okay? I'm smelling these invisible flowers, for example. Okay? So two verbs. I smell with my nose, but the flowers also smell beautiful. Okay? Okay. So we can say also, for example, oh, I can smell dinner. Okay. We can say that, oh, this dog smells bad. If we want to be a bit, if we want to joke with somebody a bit, we can say, oh, here, smell me. Here, it's like short form of, oh, come here, smell me. For example, when we go to some boutique and we see some perfume and we can use perfume a bit, okay? And then we come back home and we see the first person, for example, a mother, a father, a husband, a wife, a sister. We see somebody and we say, oh, come here. Ah, smell me. Isn't that lovely? Okay? That's why we say in short, oh, here, smell me. Okay, so remember, smell plus adjective, like it smells good, or smell like action plus noun, like I smell dinner. I smell flowers. Okay? Okay. To make English even easier, we use smell as a noun. For example, it's a lovely smell. What's that smell? Okay, so smell is also a noun describing a scent, an odor. Okay, it's also a sense, like we see, we hear, we taste, we smell. So we can say, after the accident, she lost the. After the accident, she lost her sense of smell. Okay, so she had an accident, and after that, she couldn't smell anything anymore. So, one word for two verbs and one noun. Second important piece of information is that English verb smell is completely neutral. Okay? So if I say, oh, I can smell dinner, you don't know if I mean in positive way or in negative way. If I mean, oh, I'm so hungry, oh, I can smell dinner. Okay? Or if I mean, oh, we need to open the window because I can smell dinner. Okay? We don't know. English verb smell is neutral. What about in your mother tongue? What's the verb for smell? Is it also neutral or is it rather positive or negative? For example, in Polish, it's rather positive, but English completely neutral. Okay? So the same way, if I say, oh, what a smell, I can mean, oh, what a smell. Or I can mean, oh, what a smell. Ugh. Okay? We don't know. That's why in English it's very helpful to add an adjective. And for example, say, what a wonderful smell. Oh, what a horrible smell. Okay. Oh, I can smell dinner. It's so sweet. Okay. Oh, I can smell dinner. It's so pungent. So either use your face, use your gestures to show what you mean, okay? Or add extra sentence to explain. Because if you say, I smell, what is this smell? It's completely neutral. So the word smell is usually neutral, usually, with one exception, because it's English. English loves exceptions. It's an exception in a very, very short sentences where you have only noun and verb, and it's very, very short. For example, you smell. Okay? If you tell somebody you smell, it's very bad. It means you smell bad. You stink. Okay? The same with, oh, the room smells. Okay? If I say even the flowers smell, to be honest, it means that the flowers stink. They smell very bad. Okay? This house smells. After the training, athletes sometimes smell. Okay? So to be safe, don't leave smell at the end of the sentence, because it's like you say, after the training, the athletes sometimes smell. When I go to the gym, well, after that, I smell. Okay? Yeah, sometimes. You can say, of course, the same way, in a negative way. It smells bad. It smells horrible. But you never say that it smells smelly or it smells stinky. This is not correct, okay? If you mean that it's really, really bad, you will say it stinks, okay? It stinks, it's like, excuse me. It stinks, it's like it gives out very, very strong smell, and it's a very, very negative word that may be a bit impolite, so just be careful when you use it. So some mistakes that people who learn English sometimes make is again connected with when you follow, for example, your mother tongue, for example, okay? And you want to say something nice, because in your language the word smell is, for example, positive, and you say just, oh, what a smell. But in English, it can be positive, it can be negative, so don't leave it like that, okay? Add something more or show with your face. This sentence is okay because here, smell, it's a noun, okay? It's not a verb. If it's a verb like you smell, then it's definitely negative. If it's a noun, like what a smell, it's neutral. Do you feel confused? Do you feel that, like Mary, that it's all Greek to you? I hope not. If you have any questions, please write your questions in the comments. I promise I'll answer. Okay. Other mistakes that people who learn English sometimes make are, for example, using adverbs, just like Polish students. Like, it smells goodly. This is the word that doesn't exist. It smells well. It smells horribly. This is definitely not correct. If we... I need to change the... I know. If we want to give somebody a compliment and we say, "Oh, it smells so much in here," we cannot say that in English. We would say, "Oh, it smells wonderful in here. It smells so good in here," okay? "Oh, it smells so fresh. It smells so sweet. Wow, it smells incredible in here. What are you cooking? It's such a nice smell." Okay, but no, it smells so much. Sometimes we want to, somebody is wearing beautiful perfume and we want to say that, "Oh my, it's the smell, it's so beautiful, it's like roses." And we say, "You have the smell of blah, blah, blah." For example, roses. You wouldn't say that in English. In English, you would use a verb. You would say that, "Oh wow, you smell of perfume," or "you smell like roses." We will explain in a moment the difference. But do not say, "You have the smell of blah, blah, blah." I mean, it is grammatically correct. And for example, in chemistry, it's good, right? In some formal context. But in everyday life, it sounds a bit strange. And sometimes we just forget the preposition like of and like, and we say, "Her hair smells forest." And this sentence is not correct because, like we discussed in the first video, the noun her will be interpreted as subject of the sentence. So it would mean that her hair smells what? Smells forest. You know, her hair goes around and it smells forest. That's not what we mean. So in these types of sentences, we need smell of or smell like. Okay? You smell of perfume. You smell like perfume. Okay? Now, what is the difference? If I tell you that you smell of soup, it means that, yeah, I know you have been cooking soup and you have this soup like in your hair maybe, and you smell of this soup you have been cooking. Okay? But if I tell you you smell like soup, it means that maybe you were doing something different, but it's just you have this sweet smell. It's just like the soup my mom made. Okay? Maybe you were just making jam, but this jam smells like fruit soup, and I say, "Oh, you know, now you smell like soup." But it's not really soup, it's something else, but it smells just like soup. Is it clear? So, smell of, we are talking about smell of this substance, and we mean this substance. You smell of perfume. It means that you are wearing perfume. Okay? So, smell like we use when we compare the smell to some other substance, to the smell of other substance. Okay? So I can tell you, oh, you smell like roses, but I don't mean that you have roses on you. I mean that the smell on you, it's very similar to roses. Maybe it's perfume, but for me it smells just like roses. Is it clear? So to give a clear example, if we say that, oh, this flower, it's so beautiful. This flower smells like perfume. Then I mean that this flower has very sweet smell, very maybe flowery, maybe rosy smell. Okay, very delicate, very aromatic. So that's why I say this flower smells like perfume, because I compare the flower, the smell of a flower, to the smell of something different, a perfume. But if I say that the flower smells of perfume, it means that the flower took a bottle with perfume and, okay, used the perfume, put the perfume on itself, and now the flower smells of perfume. I know I talk a lot about flowers. I was thinking maybe to choose a different example, but to talk about garbage, for example, or old fish or rotten eggs, it was just less attractive for me. Well, just to show you other words, nouns you can use to describe a smell. You can use the word odor or stench. Odor is theoretically neutral, but to be honest, neutral it's only in context of chemistry. If you mean like, oh, this chemical substance has a characteristic odor, but even then, it suggests that it's a negative smell. Stench is clearly very bad smell. I could smell the stench of old garbage on the street, for example. Scent is very positive, very beautiful, and aroma is also positive and very beautiful. Okay? Okay. Now, going back to Mary and her English teacher, who was talking about fish or about rat and how is it connected to the sense of smell? Well, it's very funny that in English, just like in Polish, I wonder about your mother tongue. The word smell or nose is very often connected to idioms that describe something suspicious. Okay, something I'm not sure about. Okay, we have very similar idioms in Polish. What about in your mother tongue? For example, I can say that something smells fishy. Okay, something smells fishy. It has nothing to do with a fish. Nothing. It means that I don't trust the situation. Something is suspicious here. Okay? It's like I say, she said that she doesn't know him, but something smells fishy here. Okay? So I don't believe that she doesn't know him. Something isn't right here. I don't trust this situation. I'm suspicious. Okay? He said that he forgot the keys, but something smells fishy. So I don't really believe he forgot the key. Something else is going on here, okay? I smell a rat is very similar. We usually use it when we talk about people we don't trust. For example, people that we think lie, okay? It's like, she said, I can win $1 million. But I smell a rat. I am not buying that. Okay? I don't believe what she's saying. So I think she's lying on purpose. Okay? So these two are very similar. Are very similar. The same way we can say that something doesn't smell right. It's something doesn't smell right. I think there's something else going on here. Okay? So these three are very similar. There's one very beautiful idiom in English. It's like stop and smell the roses. For example, in a sentence, sometimes you need to stop and smell the roses. So it means sometimes you need to slow down in life, stop moving so fast, stop doing everything so quickly, you are so busy. And sometimes you just need to stop, you need to slow down and enjoy your life a bit. Okay? So just relax, slow down, and enjoy your life. So it's like stop and smell the roses, because you walk past them every day, but you never smell them. You don't enjoy the smell of roses. So just sometimes you need to stop and smell the roses. So you need to slow down in life. There's also English expression very similar to Polish. If you mean follow your intuition, you can say follow your nose. If you are a Tolkien fan, and maybe you remember Gandalf, who lost his way in Moria, and he said to Master Peregrine that sometimes you just need to follow your nose. So Gandalf meant literally that the air smells better there, but it's also a metaphor like follow your intuition. Okay? Some other expressions with the word smell. I smell trouble, right? I can feel the trouble is coming. Okay? She has a nose for languages. It's like I have a nose for something. It's like I have a natural talent for something. I'm good at something. I have a nose for programming. I have a nose for cooking. Okay? She has a nose for languages. Do you have a nose for languages? Tell me. You can also use an expression connected with nose, like you stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Don't stick your nose in my business. Don't, for example, talk to me about my life, because you don't live my life, okay? Or don't try to find out some private details about my private affairs, my private business. Just don't stick your nose into my business. All right? And the last one, very sweet and beautiful and positive. When you have something right under your nose, it means it's right there. Like the treasure was right under my nose. But I couldn't see the treasure, right? But it was right under my nose. Okay? Sometimes we can say the answer also. We are looking for the answer, but it was so obvious. It was right there. It was right under my nose. Okay? Okay. So that's all I can tell you about the word smell in English. I hope you understand now why Mary's teacher was talking about animals, but he didn't mean that they were talking about animals. Under this video, you can find link to some exercises. Please feel free to download them, enjoy them. Just please don't use them for any commercial purpose. If you have any questions, also please feel free to leave them in the comment. And on the Facebook page, From Words to Words, you can find more vocabulary and some more exercises connected with the smell and also connected with other topics. Okay? So I just want to say, if you like this video, it will be very nice if you can click the like button. It's very weird and strange for me to ask for it. I'm a very shy person, so it takes a lot of courage on my side to say it, but I'm learning. So if you like the video, please feel free to like the video. It would be very nice. If you are looking for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe so you can always be the first to watch the next lesson. Thank you so much for today. I leave you in rather good smell. So see you next time.